Hey, welcome to the third and final part of our video series that explains how investing in property in a brand new way can help you reach your goals 6 times faster than traditional investing.
In this video, we're going to dive deep into the secret we use to identify a unique point in time where the property markets are just emerging into a growth cycle and are about to boom. This is crucial to ensure you invest in the right property in the right place at the right time. You see, most property investors believe that markets move in cycles, which they often equate to a circle, like a clock, up and down, round and round, which just isn't true. To ensure you buy at the right time within any given market, you need to be able to identify what we refer to as the Goldilocks zone. Now, let me explain what I mean. So instead of like a clock, property markets operate a little bit more like a staircase. They might start with a bit of a flatter period and then they have a fast upturn and then they flatten out again. Now, the key to this and what we look for is knowing the right time to buy into the market so you can capture both amazing growth and amazing cash flow. And what you'll notice is that rents operate on an inverse trend line. They'll typically rise first, then flatten out a little bit, and as rents rise, the property market starts to take off. So what we want to do is get into this little area that we call the Goldilocks zone, which is right where rents are high and when the market is coming out of a slump and just before it booms. So when rents are high relative to median prices, this is when we can achieve higher yields and also capture great capital growth. The secret is to get both at the same time, which is what delivers such incredible returns.
Now, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of research to get this right, but it certainly pays off, like it did for clients Grant and Hazel, a business owner and a data engineer. Even with their strong business savvy and research skills, they didn't have any real estate experience. They knew they needed to turn to us as investment professionals to deliver the strong results they wanted, so they could get the most out of their lives. So we used the Goldilocks zone to identify their first investment property. The property they purchased achieved 18.9% growth in just 7 months, while giving them an extra $9,000 in income each year.
But how do we identify the Goldilocks zone and how do we find the right place at the right time and make sure that's unique to each client's needs to deliver amazing results, just like we did for Grant and Hazel? Well, let us talk you through our rigorous 8-step selection funnel where we use our unique data and technology IP to analyze over 150 variables to pinpoint that top tier, best of the best, killer high performance property. So we start at a national scale where there are around 15,264 suburbs. That's roughly 13.5 million properties in Australia. Now in those suburbs, there are around 300,000 properties on the market at any given time. And this is typically where people start their search and try and find an investment property. Essentially, they're trying to find a needle in a haystack without any real strategy. Statistically speaking, this is a 1 in 300,000 chance of getting it right, which is pretty rough. So we break it down even further and look at the states. We look into macroeconomic growth factors. Where is the money moving and why is it moving into these suburbs and which ones have potential? So by now we may have narrowed it down to about 5,000 suburbs nationwide. Then based on our proprietary data, technology and artificial intelligence, we're able to pick out only the investment grade suburbs, which narrows it down to even further to maybe like 150 suburbs. And of those suburbs, we identify which ones are in the Goldilocks zone where the timing is just right, which leaves just a handful of investment grade suburbs that are sitting within the Goldilocks zone at any given point in time. But that's still quite a lot of properties and still a little too broad. So we even go a little deeper. And this is where we apply your unique client brief to see what is strategically aligned to your property investment goals. Do we need higher capital growth or do we need more cash flow? Or is it the value add potential that we're after? But then we go even further and we look at street level dynamics because this is crucial because selecting the right street or the wrong street can be the difference of up to 1.8% in annualized growth, which is huge. Now we'll often rule out over 60% of a suburb based purely on street dynamics. And in many cases, this may leave just as few as 10 streets in a whole suburb that are worth buying in. And then out of those 10 streets, we might only find 10 properties that are for sale. And here's where we apply the Holy Trinity formula, which narrows it down again to just a handful of properties. And of those, we select one property that meets the Gold standard. This whole systematic approach is designed to deliver gold standard properties only so that you only get the best of the best.
So here's another example. We helped medical professionals Wendy and Candice find this gold standard property that was purchased for $635,000. It's yielding at 9.7% and delivering a cash flow of over $18,000. And in just 12 months, this property has grown 13.4%, which is around $85,000 of growth. So as you can imagine, Wendy and Candice are over the moon with the property performance. We're helping them achieve their financial goals to free up their time to do what means most to them, which is actually giving back and helping those in need. Now, while these type of results aren't guaranteed, can you imagine what the difference these sort of returns can make to your lifestyle?
This is now the perfect time for you to get started on this journey because of what's going on in the economy. You see, we're in one of the most transformational times in our generation. The government is spending over $600 billion that is getting pumped into our economy over the next couple of years, which is driving a property market boom. We also have record low interest rates, and money's never been cheaper, and term deposits are basically at zero. The cost of debt has never been cheaper, and you're also basically losing money by having it in the bank because the dollar is being devalued due to inflation. And as we know, real estate is one of the world's best inflation hedges. Not only that, we currently have the greatest national property shortage in our history, meaning that quite simply, there aren't enough properties for all of the people who want and need them. And as we know, when demand exceeds supply, that pushes prices up. And to accelerate this even further, Australia's international migration targets are set to increase demand even more. And we're also in the midst of the biggest real estate trend this century, the infrastructure and affordable lifestyle trend. Now, people are moving and migrating out of the capitals and living wherever they want thanks to advances in technology. And infrastructure projects are being approved at unprecedented levels, which is driving an infrastructure and jobs and resources boom. Furthermore, we also need to consider where we are in the 18-year economic cycle. We're just exiting the mid-cycle slowdown, and the next 5 to 7 years are set to be an explosive growth phase, the largest we have ever seen. And there's never been a better time to start investing in property than right now.
We hope this 3-part video series has shown you exactly how you can reach your goals much faster with the right strategy, the right process, and the right systems. And of course, you're completely free to use the information we've shared in these videos to go at this alone and build your property portfolio by yourself. But we also wanted to let you know that there is another option. We can actually help you to do this.
Our strategic advisory and acquisition service, grounded in proprietary data and technology solutions, is designed around you and your individual needs and personal investment situation. See, Dashdot is all about delivering a high-touch, client-focused service. All the heavy lifting is done by us to ensure we're delivering the best possible strategy and properties to grow your portfolio so you can achieve freedom, choice, and abundance.
We know that time is precious and we know that you want to get this right. So if you'd like our help, then please click the link to book a free consultation. In the consultation, we can answer any questions you have about our unique approach and even start to explore how you might be able to apply this to your current situation. After the free consultation, you'll have all the information you need to achieve your property goals faster and with less risk. But the time to take action is now.
Because you don't want to wait any longer. Can you imagine reaching the later stages of your life and realizing you don't have enough money to really enjoy your life? Well, I'm not talking about yachts and extreme luxuries here. This is just about being able to create the lifestyle for you and your family that you deserve after all of the years of hard work. This is about time, freedom, and memories.
And more than that, this is about being able to give back to your family, to your circle, to your community, which is exactly why we've put together this video series. This is our way of giving back. So if you're the type of person who is open to a new way, a way that goes against the status quo yet is reliable and process-driven, then click the link and book a free, no obligation consultation.
Because let's face it, it isn't just about you anymore. It's about your family and your loved ones and giving them the most valuable asset you have, your time. Don't wait until it's too late.